Hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Well, I raked a little bit of it further down. They've spread it out halfway across anyway. So I got it raked a little bit further down because it was making it hard to open the door, and them doors swing easy when the leaves ain't in the way. So I went ahead and did that, and then I realized it's after 5. Pretty much gotten all the eggs we're going to get today. And I went and got my basket and went in, and I got 3 from the Easter eggers today. I had the first pen. And I went in here, which is where all the other hens are that are adult laying. 20 more out of there. There's 35 hens. So I got a total of 23 eggs. I'm definitely going to need a larger basket. You see my green ones on the bottom are blue. That's actually the blue colored one. I didn't get the pale green one, but I did get the dark chocolate brown one. It's over here. Can't tell it. But 24 eggs today. And this is my half day, by the way. I apologize for no video Monday. I forgot to take my laptop to work so I could upload. Had them ready, I just didn't have my laptop. So there she is. She flew out again. I let her back in the other day when I said I wasn't. But she was out again when I got home today about 1 o'clock, 1:30. So I'm leaving her out. I have not let her in. I've given Scratch. She's walked around eating grass and weeds and a little bit of scratch I threw for her. But I had this old spool stored. I was thinking it'd be a goat toy, you know, for them to climb on, small enough they could move it around or whatever. But I stood it up thinking, he's got a long, loud crow, y'all. He is loud, and he's not weak like Junior and Sue. But anyway, I figured I'd put something in there, give them something to jump up on once they get used to it, of course. They haven't even gotten near it since I put it in there about 15 minutes ago. But he's pretty vocal when he wants to be. But the tom turkey's pretty much stayed up on the roost today. He was out strutting yesterday, so maybe his leg's bothering him, I don't know. But none of the eggs were in the doggone nesting box. Even with the straw in there, they're still not laying in the nesting box. So I think I'm going to get another piece of scrap OSB and lay it down in there so they feel like their own, you know, regular nesting box, and see if they'll lay then. If they start laying in there, once I get them used to laying in it, I'll take the board out and eventually take the straw out to where I won't need it. But the eggs are dirty because they're laying them on the ground. Not a single one's laid in there on its own. So I've only had it happen one time, by the way. I did get one egg, I think the second or third day. But I have worked a little bit more on shoveling more. If y'all can see, the wagon's about almost half full of what I've shoveled out of the last pen here, and I got up my pile from out there. So I left my shovel in there. I'm going to work on it some more tomorrow, I hope, and try to get that floor back down to the original hard clay that we normally have here. And hopefully, if I get a chance, I'm going to drive over and go get that lumber to build my raised beds with. And I think I'm going to get a little bit extra so I can strip it. And like I was talking about with that frame, that carport shed frame, I want to strip the out of the frame with lumber so I can staple my plastic down, and then come over that staple with another strip to hold it on firmly. So the lumber's free. It's rough cut from a sawmill locally. So I'm going to see what I can do with that. I dumped out the feed I had in there for Sue and moved the kennel over here. It ain't out of the rain, but it's better. I want to rearrange this. I have been spending a lot of my time looking for my vent that I used when I used to have a couple metal 55-gallon drums. I bought a vent that kept them from building up pressure. and piped them all together to that vent so that they would not expand under the pressure, you know, during the warmer days. And I had gas in them. Well, I bought regular gas, you know, with the ethanol. I didn't get non-ethanol. Didn't know any better. And, or if I did, I didn't think about it. But I filled that drum up and ended up condensating so much. I got about 6 or 8 gallons of water in the bottom of the drum. And that's just not going to work. So I did away with that system, went back to the 5-gallon cans. Y'all know I keep about anywhere from 50 to 75 gallons on hand in 5-gallon drums. But what I want to do is take these 3 drums. I want to use 2 of them, because these are only 35-gallon drums. Now, they're not 55. So they're 35-gallon drums. I want to take 2 of them and turn them into gas, and 1 of them for diesel. And I've got more. They're out on the range and out in the Target run area. So, and I can go get more. These drums are free from a supplier a couple miles from where I work in America. So I can get all of them I want for nothing. If you go in there and ask him for them, he'll say, load up all you want. Because he has to pay to have them hauled off. And, you know, they had like Roundup in them or something like that, where he sells to big farmers. So mostly chemicals. You can't use them for water or food grade stuff. But for fuel, wash them out good. There's, you know, it shouldn't be a problem. You see, I got these 2 upside down right here, making sure that I get all the little bit of liquid out of there. This one I've already had washed out and emptied and dried where it was dry as a bone. So I got my little pump set up in there. And yes, it's not a fancy, expensive pump, but this pump actually worked when I had it on the metal drum. So I'm looking for my vents so I can get my barrel set up. Those vents are expensive, and I'm pretty sure my ex took it. She's kind of vindictive like that when she when she left, put it that way. She's left twice. I let her come back once. But anyway, get my vent set up so that I can start putting my fuel and gas in those things instead of using the plastic 5-gallon drums. And you know, I put stable in it and all that good stuff. So that way I can stop using so many 5-gallon cans. I keep 3 or 4 in the back of my truck. So when I go buy gas, I fill those up. Then I come back and I do the same thing the next time I go, however many cans I've got. But it's currently, you know, I could drain all the cans I've got into one of these drums and fill that drum up and at least half another drum. So I've got to get Sweet Pea's not messing with the turkey, by the way, but she's enjoying grazing, which I don't blame her, but she's stubborn. She won't stay in the pen. Anyway, so that's my fuel plan for when crap hits the fan. And I don't know if I've ever showed this on video, or at least it's been a while since I did. My old grill, my son bought me my new grill up there. My old grill, when basically the frame rusted, you know, rusted out, and the bottom inside of it rusted away, but the burner I really never used. So I figured I could use this setup for outdoor cooking if I needed to. I even extended the roof over it on this lean-to to keep it out of the rain. And I've got propane bottle hooked up to it, and I've got my old fish fryer down there that I can hook a propane bottle to. So when we're processing chickens, you know, I can get that water scalding hot, but not boiling. So I keep 4 or 5 of those little 20-pound cylinders on hand anyway. So that's always available for outdoor cooking, plus the grill up there. So I'm working on that, but I've got to find my vent before I can get this project set up and back to use. And buying non-ethanol gas, I shouldn't have the water issue anymore. And just my hose actually works really well. I filled my 2500 HT truck I had up several times with it. I mean, it works really well, and it don't take long to fill them up. And I set this old half a barrel here. That's what I use for as a gut barrel when I'm processing chickens or turkeys or hogs or deer, whatever. And I just let the rainwater come off this building. Y'all, we had 1.25 inches of rain, and it filled that thing up. literally filled it up. It's a half a 55-gallon drum. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's quite a bit bigger round. So anyway, that's one project I'm working on. I'm probably going to have to buy a new vent. And I really hate that because they are not cheap. But that's probably what I'm going to have to do. And when I get the vent, I want to move my barrels further under inside the post here, move my mower to the other side, and set my barrels up on this back corner right here, where the mower is now. And I'd still have plenty of room to go through, room to put the box blade up there and all of that, room to park the tractor. It's just a matter of getting it organized and set up the proper way in order for that to work. So I'm a little bit along. And, you know, I talked with my guy from work that I've paid to help me put in some fence posts and put the landscape timbers at the bottom of the chicken wire and all that. He owes me about a half a day's work, and I'm ready to get some more holes dug. With all the rain we've had, my ground is as soft as it's going to get. So he's planning on coming out either Saturday or Sunday after church and help me dig some more holes. I dug these by myself, but I've got one for each side of that gate that's got to be dug, and then one at the corner. So there's 3 right there that's got to be dug. And then another one about halfway up where this one's laying that's got to be dug there. And after that, all the posts for the goat pen will be in the ground. Then it's just a matter of stretching the fence and getting it attached and putting the T-post in the ground, of course. T-posts are back here on top of my harrow. So get all the T-posts put in, and then I can stretch the fence and get it attached. I still haven't bought the little ties to tie the fence to the T-post, so I've got to do that. But I've got projects working on, and I just thought I'd do a video and kind of catch y'all up. But the chickens are doing well. They love spreading those leaves, I can tell you that. I just got tired of dealing with them with the door not wanting to open because they've scratched it all back in front of the door when I originally had it past the door anyway. So I went a little further this time. I'm going to eventually rake it all the way out. And when I bring a load of the dirt and manure and all out of the pens, I'm going to add some of those leaves to it to help it compost on in with the rest of it. And get my raised bed boxes built, I can start dumping all that stuff in there. Now, most people say fill the bottom of it with logs and all this stuff and just add soil every year. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put soil in it. It's going to be from the bottom to the top with composted soil from here on my homestead. And it's going to have to finish composting before I plant in it. But it should be nitrogen rich and not so hot by the time I'm ready to plant come spring, which is at least 3, possibly 4 months away. And I don't even know that I'm going to plant this year. And another thing that's been bothering me is this here. All my tomato cages. There's an old freezer my son bought from somebody for like 25 bucks that worked. But it was so rusty from being on their back porch. I said, I ain't putting that thing in my house. And it's been sitting right there for almost 10 years. So I probably turn it into a worm bed or something. But either way, I want to get that cleaned up as well. So once I'm done, I'm probably going to build some kind of frame under here to hold extra stuff like the tomato cages and all that. And not where the tractor is, because y'all can see it would hit. But that's the goal anyway, is try to get some of this stuff cleaned up. If I get a home for all this stuff and get it put where it's supposed to be, I can start cleaning out that other side and getting it organized so I can go back to working on my old 53 Harry Ferguson. So all I got to do is get the gasket for the carburetor put on. I've already cleaned the carburetor, and I bought a new fuel bowl that I want to put on, and I'm going to replace the fuel lines and stuff like that. Get it back running anyway. So I appreciate you guys. All you following on Rumble. I mean, that's awesome. I think I've got 57 followers, y'all. And for all you YouTube people out there, I've talked about it 100 times, but suppression on YouTube. I've got 677, I think, subscribers on YouTube right now. And I've got 67 or 57 on Rumble. I get more views on the same video on Rumble than I do on YouTube. So explain that to me. More people watch my video on Rumble than they do on YouTube because YouTube suppresses my channel. So if you're not part of YouTube, download the app, create you an account, or you don't even have to create an account. Just download the app and watch videos. But if you can, create an account and follow me on Rumble, I would greatly appreciate it. But either way, I do appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all remember what I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.